Ladies and gentlemen, as the sun stretches its golden fingers across the horizon, and the world inhales its first breath of a new week, let us gather our spirits and rise together. This morning we speak not just words, but declarations, strong, steady, echoing with the ancient rhythm of hope. For in the quiet dawn, when the world is soft and listening, our voices have the power to shape mountains, calm storms, and open doors that once stood sealed. This is a prayer of victory, a call for favor, a whisper for breakthrough. It is the gentle reminder that within each of us lies a fire, quiet, unwavering, hungry for expression. When we speak life, life responds. When we stand tall, the universe bows. And when we choose courage over worry, the path ahead begins to unfold with grace we did not see before. So let this morning be more than the turning of a clock. Let it be a turning of your soul. A decision to claim what was always meant for you. A step away from fear and a step toward the bright, warm promise of destiny. For you are not here to shrink. You are here to expand, into joy, into success, into divine alignment. As the week opens its fresh pages, may your feet walk boldly. May your heart remain soft and may your mind stay clear. May every challenge you face bow to your strength. May every delay transform into divine timing. And may every prayer you whisper today return to you as a blessing that overflows. Stand today not as one who waits for favor, but as one who expects it. Not as one who hopes for breakthrough, but as one who declares it. For your words are seeds, and this morning the soil is rich. Plant victory, plant confidence, plant gratitude, and watch how the week rises to meet you. Below is the expanded key point 51s, now turned into the 55 lengthy, deep, poetic paragraphs in the same tone and style. 5fs expanded key point 5 lengthy paragraphs. Avescat, speak victory into the new week. When the first light of morning touches the earth, it invites you to remember the quiet truth humming beneath your breath. Your words carry power. They do not float aimlessly into the air. They sculpt the unseen, build the path before your feet, and call forth the direction in which your life will travel. As you rise at the beginning of a new week, choose words that uplift your being. Let victory be the language you speak, even before the evidence appears. Whisper strength into your day like a blessing. Let confidence roll off your tongue like warm honey, steady, certain, unstoppable. So often, we wait for life to show us something good before we choose to believe in goodness. But the ancient rhythm of creation moves differently. It waits for you to move first. Your declaration is the strike of the match, and your faith is the spark that catches flame. When you speak victory, you are not pretending, you are aligning. You are setting your inner compass toward abundance, even when the landscape around you is still shifting. And as you stand in that posture of belief, life begins to rearrange itself in your favor. There is a sacred moment that happens when you choose to open your mouth and affirm your own strength. It is the moment your spirit sits up taller. The moment your fears loosen their grip. The moment the universe leans in and listens. The world around you responds to the tone of your inner world. It hears the conviction in your voice, and it moves accordingly. Declare greatness over your week, not softly, not timidly, but with a steady assurance that you were born with purpose flowing through your veins. Remember that speaking victory is not about refusing reality. It is about opening the door to a higher reality. There may be obstacles waiting for you in the coming days, but obstacles do not diminish your authority, they affirm it. For every challenge you name as conquerable, you shrink its power. For every blessing you call forth, you widen the gates through which goodness can enter. Your words become keys, unlocking what was once closed, revealing what you once doubted, and guiding you toward what you once feared to pursue. And as you stand in the presence of a fresh week, allow your voice to be firm, intentional, and alive with possibility. Say to yourself, I walk into this week victorious. I walk with clarity. I walk with grace. I walk knowing that every step is guided. Speak these truths until they anchor themselves into your bones. Speak them until doubt has no choice but to scatter. Speak them until the week rises to match the declaration you made before the sun fully claimed the sky. For when you speak victory at dawn, you invite triumph into every hour that follows. If you want, I can now expand key point 52s, or turn each key point into its own long section, or create a YouTube ready version with title, description tags and timestamps. Here is the Desis expanded key point Fetusi written in 2F5 lengthy, poetic, deeply spiritual paragraphs, keeping the same tone and flow as our expanded key point Fetusi 5 lengthy paragraphs. Se, expect divine favor at every step. Se, as you step into the new week, let expectation be your quiet companion, soft, steady and unwavering. Expectation is not arrogance, it is alignment. It is the gentle knowing that life holds goodness for you, not by accident, but by design. When you expect divine favor, you open the gates of possibility wide. You begin to walk with a lifted chin, a softened heart, and an inner calm that whispers, something beautiful is already on its way. This posture transforms ordinary moments into sacred encounters, turning what could have been overlooked into clear signs of grace. Divine favor is often subtle in its arrival. It may show itself in the right person crossing your path when you least expect it, or in a closed door that protected you from a storm you never saw coming. It may appear as a sudden burst of clarity, a timely opportunity, or a moment of strength right when your spirit felt thin. When you expect favor, you train your eyes to recognize these blessings, no matter how quietly they enter. What others may call coincidence, you understand as alignment, life moving on your behalf. There is a certain power in walking through your days with the conviction that you are supported. When you expect divine favor, your energy shifts. You stop begging life to be kind, and instead you begin to receive kindness naturally. You no longer grasp for validation, you attract it. You no longer chase opportunities, they begin to seek you out. This expectation is not forced, it grows from trust. Trust in the unseen. Trust in timing. Trust that everything meant for you will arrive with precision, not pressure. As you move through the week, there will be moments where doubt tries to sit beside you. It will whisper its familiar stories of delays, disappointments, or past struggles. But your expectation of favor is stronger than those echoes. It is the quiet flame that refuses to go out. Even when the path seems unclear, favor finds a way to illuminate your next step. Even when situations feel heavy, favor brings a lightness that reminds you that you are not walking alone. Divine assistance is woven into the very fabric of your journey. So let this week be one where you walk as one who is guided, one who is held, one who is protected from what is not meant for you and ushered toward what is yours by destiny. Expect good news. Expect open doors. Expect perfect timing. Expect the kind of favor that turns impossible situations around with ease. Every step you take it with the certainty that life is leaning toward you, not away from you. And with each breath, remind yourself, I move through this week with favor surrounding me, favor covering me, and favor going before me. For when you expect divine favor, the week cannot help but respond in your favor. If you'd like, I can now expand key point fan 3 DAOs or continue with the remaining points, or create a full YouTube script title, tags, and description. Here is the guest expanded key point fan 3s written in the 5 long, deep, poetic paragraphs, carrying the same tone of calm spiritual authority and gentle maya, like rhythm. 5 expanded key point fan 3 has 5 lengthy paragraphs. Claim breakthrough as your birthright. There comes a moment in every soul's journey when you must stop waiting for permission to rise, and instead step boldly into the truth that breakthrough is already yours. It is not earned through struggle alone, nor granted to a select few. Breakthrough is the natural unfolding of a spirit that refuses to settle for the limits placed upon it. When you claim it as your birthright, you shift from wishing to knowing, from hoping to embracing, and in that shift, walls that once towered above you begin to tremble, for they recognize a heart that has awakened to its own power. Breakthrough does not always arrive with noise or flashes of brilliance. Sometimes it comes gently, like a door that had been stuck but suddenly swings open with ease. Sometimes it arrives after long seasons of feeling hidden or stretched thin. But whether it appears slowly or suddenly, it always honors those who remain steadfast. Claiming your breakthrough means affirming that delays do not define you, detours do not diminish you, and past failures do not disqualify you. You stand firm, knowing that what is meant to shift will shift, and what is meant to elevate you will not pass you by. To claim breakthrough is to understand that life bends toward those who believe in their own expansion. It is to recognize that your struggles have been teachers, shaping you into someone capable of holding greater blessings. Every setback strengthened your roots. Every disappointment expanded your capacity. Every silent season deepened your resilience. When you declare breakthrough, you are not ignoring the weight you have carried. You are acknowledging that you have carried it long enough. And now it is your time to rise lighter, freer, stronger. There is a sacred authority that grows within you when you stop asking life for breakthroughs and start claiming them with certainty. This authority comes from the quiet knowledge that you are connected to a force greater than any obstacle, that you are guided by a wisdom older than any fear, that you are supported by a grace that will not let you fall. Claiming breakthrough means standing rooted in this truth, even when circumstances still appear unchanged. For the shift always begins within you before it unfolds around you. The internal yes precedes the external opening. So let this be the week you walk with the assurance of one who has already crossed the threshold. Speak your breakthrough. Believe your breakthrough. Expect your breakthrough. Know that every good thing meant for you is already moving in your direction. Know that closed doors are clearing space for the right ones to open. Know that breakthroughs do not have to be dramatic, they only need to be embraced. And as you claim what was always yours, watch how life rearranges itself to match the strength of your declaration. Breakthrough is not a distant dream, it is your birthright ready to unfold the moment you accept it as truth. 2. If you'd like, I can now says expand key point 54 or continue all the way through key point 25. Here is the says expanded key point 54 written in A5 long flowing poetic paragraphs, carrying the same spiritual calm and grounded wisdom. SC expanded key point 54 lengthy paragraphs. Walk boldly and embrace your inner power. There comes a time when you must decide that shrinking no longer serves you, that dimming your own light to soothe the comfort of others is too high a price for your soul to pay. As this new week unfolds, it calls you to walk boldly, not with arrogance, but with a quiet, anchored confidence that knows its own worth. Boldness is not about shouting your strength, it is about standing rooted in who you are, stepping forward even when uncertainty lingers around the edges, and refusing to let fear narrate the story of your life. To walk boldly is to remember the power that has always lived within you. A power that has carried you through storms, held you through lonely nights, and whispered resilience into your spirit when your heart felt fragile. This power is not loud, yet it is unbreakable. It does not demand applause, yet it commands respect. It is the ancient strength woven into your being, quiet, persistent, unshakable. When you embrace this inner power, you stop underestimating yourself and begin honoring the truth of what you carry. There will be moments this week when doubt tries to creep into the corners of your mind. Doubt loves to disguise itself as caution, as reason, as protection. But boldness invites you to look beyond doubt's illusions and see your own capability clearly. It reminds you that courage is not the absence of fear, it is the decision to move anyway. It is the understanding that every brave step creates a shift within you, and every shift expands the horizon of what becomes possible. Your inner power is not something you must search for, it is something you must remember. Remember the times you survived what you once thought would break you. Remember the days you rose even when your heart was heavy. Remember the strength that lies beneath your quiet breath. When you walk boldly, you honor every version of yourself that fought to bring you to this moment. You become the embodiment of your own growth, carrying the lessons of your past with grace and the visions of your future with certainty. So step into this week with intention. Lift your shoulders, steady your breath, and move with the assurance of someone guided by purpose. Let your presence speak before you do. Let your actions reflect your strength. Let your choices honor your worth. Walk boldly into new opportunities, into new conversations, into spaces you once felt unready for. Walk boldly because you are ready now. Walk boldly because your inner power is rising. Walk boldly because the world needs the fullness of who you are, and this week is inviting that fullness to step forward. If you'd like, I can now expand key point 5 or help you turn all expanded sections into a full-length YouTube script, description, title, tags, and SEO-optimized keywords. Here is this expanded key point faintly written in every 5 long poetic, uplifting paragraphs, keeping the same tone, rhythm, and spiritual depth. Fairly say expanded key point 5 lengthy paragraphs. Plant positive intentions and watch blessings unfold. Cause every new week is like a field of untouched soil, waiting for the seeds you choose to plant. Your thoughts, your words, your expectations, these are the seeds that shape your experience. When you begin your week with positive intentions, you are not simply hoping for good outcomes. You are deliberately designing the atmosphere of your life. Intentions carry energy. They ripple through your actions, influence your emotions, and direct your focus. By planting intentions rooted in gratitude, clarity, and hope, you cultivate a harvest that reflects the beauty you have spoken into existence. Positive intentions act as guiding lights through the shifting landscapes of your days. They help you stay anchored when life grows noisy or uncertain. When challenges arise, and they always do, your intentions remind you of where you are headed, and they gently re-center your spirit. An intention such as, I remain calm under pressure, or I welcome opportunities that align with my purpose, becomes a compass that keeps your heart steady. With each intention you plant, you claim authorship over your own path, choosing direction instead of drifting. Blessings often grow quietly. They do not always announce themselves with lightning or applause. Many begin as small moments, an unexpected smile, a sudden idea, a peaceful pause in the middle of a busy day. When your intentions are positive, you become more aware of these gentle blessings, recognizing them not as coincidences but as answers. You start to see how life responds to your energy, how doors open when your heart is open, how clarity arrives when your thoughts are peaceful. Positive intentions sharpen your vision, allowing you to notice the gifts that were already blooming around you. Intentions also shape your relationships, your conversations, and the way you move through the world. When you intentionally choose kindness, life responds with grace. When you choose patience, situations seem to loosen their tension. When you choose courage, opportunities rise to meet you. Every intention you plant creates an inner shift, and that shift subtly influences everything you touch. Just as a seed never remains a seed, your intentions never remain silent. They grow, expand, and eventually transform into the experiences you live. So as you enter this new week, plant intentionally, plant consciously, plant with faith. Speak blessings over your health, your work, your home, your spirit. Declare that peace fills your steps, productivity fuels your days, and joy follows you like a shadow. Trust that what you plant today will rise in its appointed time. Trust that every intention rooted in goodness will bear fruit in goodness. This week, let your mind be fertile ground for hope. Let your heart be open soil for blessings. And watch, truly watch, how life unfolds in response to the seeds you choose to sow. If you want, I can now create a as full YouTube script or gather all 5 expanded points into one long flowing manuscript. I can also create your as title, description, hashtags, SEO, keywords, and timestamps. Here is a as 500 word lengthy version of Key Point 5 every written as one flowing piece. Thus no ending is added, no conclusion, no wrap up, just pure content as lengthy 500 word expansion of Key Point 5, no ending. Plant positive intentions and watch blessings unfold. See, every new week greets you like an open field, vast, untouched, and waiting for the seeds you choose to scatter across it. The soil of each new beginning is rich with possibility, ready to receive whatever intentions your spirit releases. Your intentions are more than quiet thoughts. They are the blueprint of your inner world, the quiet architects of your lived experience. When you rise in the morning and speak with clarity, when you direct your mind toward hope instead of fear, when you choose gratitude before anything good happens, you begin shaping the reality that will meet you throughout the days ahead. Planting positive intentions is not about performing a ritual, it is about awakening a deeper awareness of your power. Every thought holds weight, every word carries vibration, every emotion sends ripples outward, touching the unseen corners of your life. When you intentionally choose thoughts rooted in peace, success, and clarity, you align yourself with outcomes that reflect those energies. An intention such as, I welcome new opportunities with an open heart, becomes the compass that guides your decisions, your conversations, and the way you move through each moment. Blessings often blossom quietly, long before you recognize their shape. They begin in the small shifts inside you. The softening of your spirit, the lifting of your perspective, the calm that settles over you even when circumstances appear unchanged. Positive intentions prepare you to notice these blessings as they arrive. What someone else dismisses as coincidence, you recognize as alignment. A kind word, a sudden solution, a peaceful pause, a hidden answer. Each becomes a small harvest from the seeds you planted with intention. Life responds to your inner landscape, and when your thoughts are grounded in positivity, the world mirrors that to you in ways both subtle and profound. Intentions also help you navigate the unpredictable waves of the week. When challenges rise, as they inevitably do, your intentions hold you steady. They remind you of who you chose to be before the noise began. An intention such as, "I remain centered even in uncertainty," or "I trust the timing of my life," becomes a shield against fear and a bridge back to balance. In moments when emotions try to pull you off course, your intentions act as anchors, keeping you tethered to clarity instead of chaos, to purpose instead of panic. The beauty of planting positive intentions is that they do not remain within you. They influence the world around you, shaping your relationships, your actions, the tone of your voice, and the energy you bring into every room. When your intentions are rooted in kindness, people respond with warmth. When they are rooted in courage, opportunities rise to meet your bravery. When they are rooted in peace, situations begin to soften. Just like seeds, intentions expand beyond the place where they were planted, touching environments you never expected, creating blessings in corners of your life you didn't even realize needed tending.